Welcome. Chase Corporation prides itself on the people that it employs and the quality of its work. One major objective of our company is to provide a safe workplace for every employee. Chase Corporation is an environmentally health and safety conscious company. Our goal is to make our jobs and operations one of the safest in the industry. Manufacturing presents a challenging environment where the potential for injury does exist. However, with the use of common sense, good work practices, and the following of work instructions, you will enjoy a safe and productive employment here at Chase. During your first week, you will undergo additional orientation and training sessions to explain job requirements, procedures, conduct, and expectations in greater detail. Understand from day one that safety glasses, safety shoes, proper dress are basic requirements for all manufacturing areas. Other forms of personal protective equipment may be area specific and will be communicated to you during further orientations and operations. In slitting and converting, the laminated film on the master rolls from lamination are run through various machines that slit the film to various widths. This slit film or tape is rewound onto cores to form our finished tape pads. These pads can then move on to other finishing steps such as printing. Some of the key aspects in this area in regards to safety is a lot of moving equipment. Machine guarding is in place to protect you in many locations. Please do not attempt to bypass this guarding. Still, there are many areas where there is exposed moving equipment. Again, safe lifting techniques are as important in this area as any other. In this area, there is significant powered industrial truck traffic. Drivers and pedestrians need to constantly be aware of each other and their surroundings. Operation employs the use of hoisting and lifting equipment, and you'll be trained in the correct use of each. In print, you will come across printing inks and flammable solvents. You'll be trained in their proper handling, storage, and disposal. Welcome to our laminating department. In this department, we take large rolls of thin polyesters, aluminum foils, and sometimes rolls of thin copper and run them through semi-automated machines where the layers are bonded together with adhesives made in the mixing area. The end product here are large master rolls of sandwich squares that weigh in around 2,500 pounds each. These master rolls then move on to slitting and converting area to be made into our final products. Under no circumstances are employees to bypass machine guards or attempt to insert hands into moving machineries. This can not only cause a permanent disabilitating injury, but could also be cause for termination. In this area, there is a significant amount of forklift truck traffic as materials are moved about. Drivers and pedestrians need to constantly be aware of each other and what is around them. In this area, you will also see slip trip hazards that can occur. Your help in minimizing these situations are needed and appreciated. This operation employs the use of hoisting and lifting equipment, and you'll be trained in the correct use on each of these pieces of equipment. Protective clothing is needed here in the event of splashes, and this will act as a barrier to direct skin contact. As with other operations involving flammable solids, fume removal ventilation is used to maintain most breathing zones well within OSHA standards. Cartridge respirator use is required in certain operations, and new hires will be tested and certified for each respirator use. When working with flammable liquids, it is important to follow correct bonding and grounding procedures to prevent the chance of generating static sparks and fires. Proper disposal of cleanup materials and other waste is another important aspect. You may have just previously heard us mention the adhesives used for laminating processes. We do this here in our chemical mixing area. This operation involves the transport and blending of various flammable solvent-based and water-based liquids to create adhesives for the laminating process. Powders are also used in some of these mixing operations. Protective clothing is needed here in the event of splashes in order to act as a barrier to direct skin contact. As with other operations involving flammable solvents, fume removal ventilation is used to maintain most breathing zones well within OSHA standards. However, cartridge respirator use is required during certain operations, and new hires will be tested and certified for respirator uses. When working with flammable liquids, it is important to follow correct bonding and grounding procedures to prevent the chance of generating static sparks and fires. Proper disposal of cleanup materials and other waste is another important aspect here, which will be taught during these operations and processes. Some of our lamination processes that you've seen in a previous spot in this video require a certain type of environment to be created. In this environment, we use a facility called our clean room. Here, we only do special types of lamination that may require an environmentally controlled and clean area. Once again, in this area, you want to watch hand placement, as we do not want to bypass any type of safety controls or stick any hands in moving equipment. You'll also notice proper lifting techniques will come in handy here to help avoid debilitating back or muscle strains. You'll be shown these proper lifting techniques throughout the facility and your operations. We accomplish all this material movement with our logistics team, which covers shipping, receiving, and material transfers, using a variety of powered industrial trucks. We ship around 10 million pounds of material annually to over 200 customers. Proper forklift and industrial truck operation is necessary to prevent serious injuries and damaged equipment in these areas. You must be aware of your surroundings at all times, as well as pedestrians within the plant. Quality assurance is monitored throughout all operations in process, sampling, and testing, along with final product testing. It is performed to assure compliance with customer requirements. Some material testing is required to be performed with adequate ventilation. Welcome. We look forward to having you.